Let's see what we can find here. Mm-hmm. And then let's do this. All right, we got our cloak we were working on the other day, which was a lot of fun. Pretty good. Backpack coming along excellently. And then I suppose it's pretty much time to start detailing out the front. Got some work I'd like to do on this region, and then we'll put on his front piece, his buckle, and I'm gonna start rolling. I'm really digging the gradient that we have here from bright white through to our gray tones. We're gonna take this shadow tone very, very soon, and we're gonna start dark lining with it. I just have a little bit of detail work, and then we're gonna varnish some on the main bit of armor, and then we'll go through and do that. But first, where is the varnish? Oh, Clan Wolf, good morning, good morning. How are you doing, sir? There it is. I knew it was over there somewhere. How has your week been? Like that. Just get the process started there. I think we still have a few bits of what I want to do is finalize the white bit of armor, and then so that involves a little bit of touch up along the thigh here, on the chest from when I was putting on the wings here, slapping the red in. There's some touch up to do on the shoulder pads, and I bumped the backpack here in 2 spots. We're going to tidy that up first as well. Pixie, good morning. Let's get some paint on the palette. Colors we're going to be working with are 3-part build-up. There's actually 4 colors in the white armor, but we'll be working with the primary 3. I was just asking Clan Wolf how their week's been. They said their week has been long. My week's been okay. You know, it is odd that somehow this week has just felt like, even though everything's different right now with everything going on, it's like this week has felt normal. Like I've adapted to what's going on. I don't know. As more and more people end up laid off, and I don't know. For those of you not familiar, we'll cover this right now one time. We build up off of a dark gray. In this case, we're using a dark green. Here I have a Crixbane base. Oftentimes you can also go with a darker blue, like it's a neutral gray with a little spot of green in this one. The other one would just have a spot of blue. And here we have a desaturated gray with some green in it as our midtones. Crixbane highlight. Waves a bit. The majority of this white is this Crixbane highlight. And then the primary highlight for so much of this is Ulthuan Gray. It's a neutral, very bright gray. Very bright. Because we're working so close to a highlight, I'm just grabbing the our mid-tone, that Crixbane highlight, and the Ulthuan Gray, and mixing it a bit. And we'll start there. Vixie says, my problem is my cleaning mate does not come, so I have to clean my house by myself. Is that a physical challenge or an emotional, like, ugh, I gotta clean my house challenge? We're just working these wet blends. So now I'm grabbing just a little bit more of the Ulthuan Gray to add on to the mix and start building up that highlight. And now even more. You can see the color change on my thumb now. Oh, Wicked Jexter popping in early. How are you this morning, sir? You know what time it is? We're talking web blending. We're talking having to clean your own house. An emotional roller coaster, says Pixie. That's good. Clan Wolf says, day is better, is now better. There you go. Pixie says, when do I win that White Scars character? I'm going to try and have this done this week. Well, not this coming week. We're going to try and wrap them up, and we'll do the drawing. I would have loved to have done it sooner, but with it, I just don't think I had the emotional wherewithal to like dive into my painting that much with everything that was going on. And that's on me. And I think until the world settles, I think we're going to start the giveaways going every other month. So we're going to probably skip April. I'm still going to try to paint something, but I don't want to make a promise to you all. I'll probably pick something up locally. I'll try to secure it pretty soon here. I don't know what that'll be. I have a Grey Knight already, so if nothing else, I'll paint a Grey Knight. But I also have a Big Mech with a shock attack gun, so that's an option. But the point is, I don't want to promise something with the way things are and then not fall through. So anything we put effort into is going to have to be, something I can deliver on. That's just one of my rules. Jack says, sup to the wolf. Been up for a minute, was just catching up for you to hop on to chat. There you go. Kill that mate of yours that left the door. Somebody left the door open? Oh no. Close to flipping the table. You guys have dogs too, right? Like, if someone left the door open, did anything get out? Another example of the wet blends. this excess where they meet, we'll just kind of marry them. That was not enough of a bite here from the shadow tone. Shadow just got blown out. There it is. I like that. Alright, and that foot looks good. Over here I had some touch up that needs to be done. Not a ton. Cliff says it was a basement door, so something got into his painting station and basically destroyed the figure he was working on. So, oh no. Jack said Big Dog got into my hobby room. She left the door open into the room, and the dog had its way with it. Oh no. It even made love to my pink pillow after. Are you shitting me? Oh. Jack, you can't make that up, I suppose. I mean, you could, but that's jacked up, man. It's not Tony Khabib getting canceled, but it's pretty bad. Just gonna get some Zolfin. Oh, we're still wet. That's too stark. That's pretty clean. Let's fix where we tack this. That coverage isn't great, so I'm going to grab very much of our shadow tone here, and we'll just put a spot of that across here. That ought to cover it within a couple of coats. And let's go see this other one aside. We need to tidy up. Oh, good morning. Anybody's interested, Mama466 is actually my mother. Good morning, how are you? How are things at home? I swear that fight gets canceled. Alright, hang on, I gotta get. Alright. Jack says, I swear if that fight gets canceled, that's officially the worst month. On top of everything already going on. Oh no. I don't think it's happening, man. Somehow that just sounded weird to me. What up, Clan Wolf? Says, kind of figured that when you called him by his full name. Yeah, yep. I got that full name vibe. Did I bump this? Oh no. I like the way this fur pelt's coming in. Full name, help me out here, Christopher. You have never been. That's true. That's true. That's never been a. Mikey Vengeance says, I love sharks, but damn, I'm sick of painting these Idoneth sharks. Is that what they are? That word is? Why'd I think it would be cool to run a lot of them? Probably because they play well. People get tied up in that all the time. Yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Yeah, the Deepkin Age of Sigmar army. There you go. Yeah, I thought that was sounding familiar. What color do I do these talons? Like a yellow? Like an ochre? Tired of seeing them white. Trying not to lose focus here, but yeah, look at that. There's other sides of these things. Trying not to be a ninny here. Mikey says there's so nobody thinks to run 6 of them. Okay. Clanwolf says they need to be a brownish yellow of some kind. Alright, we're going to start with this and we'll figure it out from there. I just can't look at them be blank anymore. I got to find a color for this as well. I think for now I'm just going to paint it black. Mikey says I tossed him. Oh no. You got dwarf jokes. I want to paint it black. Carbon black. Time for another coat. Perhaps I should have painted this backpack separately, but Pearls 300 says, "Sup? Hi there, Jax. The eagle is boss. Look at that bird. His name is Artemis." I think it was on Instagram. Somebody made a post. They're like, "Oh, that moment when you're fighting against like a Tau and Orc force, and then Artemis shows up. You're like, but wait, Artemis, where did you get a human head?" It makes no sense. Oh man. Mikey says, says to Clan Wolf, particularly, I've been in this hobby for 17 years, and I used to save every bit I got. I got to be too much. I downsized. Yeah. Oh, Clan Wolf with the bits of knowledge on how to kit bash. Have you been kit bashing any lately, Clan Wolf? I mean, that's fair, I guess. Jax says, "Did Chris just flip me the bird?" I don't know if you noticed this, Jax, but Artemis has like a freaking power meter. Okay? You see this? That's no joke. Alright? This bird is not playing games. I think we're finally getting some coverage on this. Oh no, Artemis, get away. Oh yeah, I see it. I like to think it's got infrared, so I can use those falcon eyes. My eyebrow's so itchy. Round surfaces are so interesting and fun and complex to blend. But most important thing when you're going to wet blend any surface is that you have enough paint down to get your colors to meld. And so that's what we're doing here. We're just kind of gradually adding more and more of this highlight tone. Using a bigger brush so that we can hold enough paint, number one. That might be the most important part. And we've hit the point where my intuition tells me I've put down enough paint. Like if I continue to work this the paint's going to start to tear. That's just that's what it is. That just takes practice to recognize. I'm grabbing a little bit more of the shadow tone now because we're switching to the other side. So lay that down. A little bit more of the highlight. I'm just going to start to marry them. Because white is so transparent, it'll get chalky if you work it too much. But if you keep the colors wet and you build off of them, you get a nice gradual build up. Something natural. And it won't chalk up on you if you have right dilution. That's just science. And that's looking smooth. And I'm just going to feather it out across the rest of this so we don't have something stark. Now there's a final highlight. Truly, there is white on this backpack instead of grays. That will have to happen here in the end. We're just not there yet. The back of the shoulder pad ate some speckles, so We're gonna fix that. Artemis, what does the scanner say about his power level? It's 106. Wait, what? Really? Oh, goodness. Just enough. Just enough to get over 1,000. This kid is tough as rubber. Yeah, what an iconic moment in just everybody's childhood. Darker tone here. I'm gonna blend this into the furthest pocket here. Generate some nice contrast because this is a shoulder pad. You know, they're supposed to be pretty fancy. So we'll take some time here. It actually doesn't look bad. I don't feel the need to like tidy that blend up too much. That's one of those things. Sometimes you just nail it. Feeling good. All right, let's check this other arm. I'm going to dry fit. Oh, in a second. Tidy up his fingies. Wait, what? I had the scanner upside down. It's over 9,000. My mother says, have a good day. I have to get ready for a meeting. Love you too. Hope everything goes well. I'll try to text you later. Build more of this highlight up here. I'm going to try to get this hand quite contrasted. So, building these highlights up a little bit. A little starkly, as opposed to blended out, is I think a good thing at this level. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to call that where it needs to be. Perhaps I'll bring just a little edge down there. It might actually be time to put that arm on. Catch up with chat here. Who says, you botched it there, Mikey. Close enough. Vegeta specifically says, yeah, it's over 8,000 just to screw the line up. Oh no. Claymov, did you see the clip of And Sabat, don't even see no YouTube. Like Sabat, like the artist in here? Blue Tack and I have a complex relationship. Cleo says to Nomadic, we were doing the lines from Team 4 Stars Dragon Ball Z abridged series. Okay, we're on another level. I'll leave you to it. Nerd level 9,000. That's right. When nerds call nerds nerds. We got Guard Daddy in here. Good morning, Guard Daddy. Welcome on in. I'm just losing a little bit of a fight with some Blue Tack. It just... Wait a second. For that tough cleaning, get that dental instrument. For that hard to reach plaque. Sometimes you just gotta get in there. Get out of there. Oh yeah. Oh, this is sampling a good beat. This got James Brown's The Boss in the back. That's good. He was the best. Sorry. Applying some glue off cam. Okay, a little too much glue. Don't worry about that. Clean that up. Oh, he's starting to look like a real boy. I'm a real boy. All right. Now we just gotta get him a little shoulder pad together. Blue Tack, one of those things that will not stick when you want it to, and will have an unbreakable bond when you need it to come loose. Jace Pro, hola, hola or hola, late night, early morning crew. Yeah, it was an hola. Good morning, good morning. How are you? It's that early morning crew right now. Genuine Vision is coming in hot with a rating party of 43. Prepare yourselves. It's an Irish invasion, I tell ya. I said, look out. Widgets donation goal. What's that? For dad, love sack, baby, love sack. What are we getting there with this love sack, Jan? What'd you link? Techno Cat with the follow. Ignore that link. Back in computer copied the wrong thing. Now I'm interested. I need to know what we're getting. Look, this is a legitimate love sack. Oh no. Oh no, we gotta back this off. He's got to be glued at the same time. Why not? Good thing we didn't use any catalyst spray on this. Why wouldn't we have a complex 3-part moving, whatever you want to call this? Okay, well there's the shoulder pad. And there's the arm, okay. How nice. How nice. Catalyst spray, where'd it go? Oh, we took it to town. Hang on. Oh god. We're gonna die. No, we're all good. We made it. We survived. Welcome everybody. How are you doing this morning? I hope doing well. White scars for the win, says Genuine. Look at this cloak though. Bang, 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 bang. Working those blends in. Have just a little bit more work to do, and then we're gonna put the buckle on. This buckle. Everybody with the shouts out. Let's get surgical up in here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Ignore me. All right. So, what was the stream like? Everything go well? I'm gonna drop the lights in here. I'm not happy with the lights. What's better? Purple? Like the purple? Go more purple. Violet. That's better. So yeah. Did indeed. Genuine says he was working on some Kingdom Death model. I love the quality of their sculpts. I just can't dig the vibe. It's not me. But they are so cool. At least in terms of like from an engineering standpoint. I won one of their models a while ago. That's right, Guard Daddy. I'm exercising my first world privileges. I just turned on the light with my phone. It's not that cool. It is pretty cool, but yeah, Jen, I think that's probably more of what I was trying to say. Some of their stuff, yay. Some of their stuff, hard nay. We're just going to go through and hit, now that we've touched up the spots of the armor that needed it, we're going to throw a little varnish on, and then we're going to get into putting the black down on the gaskets, and then the panel lining. But first, where the frick is my airbrush? Or at least one of them, you know? Found them. They're hiding. They're over here canoodling in the back. Now I just got done using my Sotar, which I would like to use again, but I get leery that I maybe left some paint in there. So let's have a peek. Needle looks fairly clean. Okay. Genuine's. Oh, see, now the real reason the stream ended. It's breakfast time. It's breakfast time. Me and my cats just sang that song not too long ago. Well, they sang to me, and I said, fine, we'll get you the kibbles. But yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. If anybody hopping on over, it was a very link-friendly stream, as always. We like to see what everybody's working on. while we're painting. I know I draw so much inspiration from seeing everybody getting work done. I can see my air compressor is off, so I'm going to hop about 2 steps to the right for just a moment. I'll be right back. So we're just going to be hitting this with some varnish. I'm just going to spray some alcohol through here as well because I don't want to run the risk that any of this pigment is still sitting in here. I'm going to force backfill it a little bit. Everything seems good. Okay, and this varnish we're going to be using is the AK Interactive Ultra Matte. People swear by this stuff. I'm going to tell you it's very good. I will be honest, it is a little bit gray in effect, so you have to be careful what you put it over because it will gray. Regular matte does not gray. It's not as matte, but it does. I'm also not as worried with a regular gray because, with a little bit of a graying effect over top of some white, but it is of a concern. All right, so. This is not a finishing portion, this is just a protect the previous coat thing. What this will do is protect the white, and it will break the surface tension for when I come to wash the panel lines in. And we'll always be able to come through and apply more to it, but just hitting it with a little bit of air here. I know this wasn't much varnish, but you still don't want to let that dry in your airbrush at all. Percolating the alcohol a little bit. With the current buy-up rate of medical supplies, I am a little bit nervous that I'm not going to be able to get more rubbing alcohol for a little bit. That's a real painting problem right there. But yeah. So I'm going to grab my size 1. So that's how we do our details. I'm going to take what was our original base coat for the white, and we're going to glaze this back pretty heavily. Probably like 50%. I'll show you here on my thumb over top of the other white. Okay. And so then here on the backpack, let's just come down along here where our metallics were. Guard Daddy with a link. Yesterday, Guard Daddy finished 2 sergeants and a plasma gunner for infantry. Today's job is 3 times heavy weapons team. Oh, look at that coming together. There you go. Those mortars going on in there. Those bases are sick too. I like that. Mm-hmm. Let's see how this works along these panels here on the arm. Should be fairly well. Let's see, already I've got an area here that I got a little too zealous on. Didn't tidy up enough, but we'll fix that here. You can see how this just runs into the recesses on this because of what we did to break the surface tension. You can panel line quite a bit more efficiently. For what that's worth. And then let's get the boot. Just finish this leg real quick before we move on. The other nice thing, if you make a mistake, you can just clean it up pretty quickly, typically. So Guard Daddy, what is the overall scheme for your army? I can see your shirts and whatnot, but I don't know that we've seen enough to know what the overall look is going to be. I like what you have going so far, though. Let's see. Perhaps a little bit down there. bad at all. Alright, let's try to... This is run infantry guard, missed efficient in game to run detachment, link to roll. I got bored with regular guardsmen, so I decided to do Necromunda because Scalps are so much better. Okay. Well, they look really cool. I get that. One thing I like about Darkline is it kind of brings the model into focus to some degree. I know a lot of people only ever use black for it, but I tend to rarely use black. Lauren equals Escher, Cadian equals Orlok. Okay, so they're all pretty similar. They're just different names. Here we're just going to grab our original tones and kind of erase back where this spilled out. That seems to be what it wants to do here on the shoulders. It was unforeseen. That might be a difference between a matted varnish and... You can come back through and erase this with a little ISO and a cotton bud. I don't know what the heck a cotton bob is, but cotton bud. But you know what? I got the paint right here, and this particular shoulder pad actually needs some better highlighting done to it, so we'll just do it all at once. Give me just a second since I have some paint on the brush here, and we'll pull that up. That's looking pretty good. Let's check the back half here. We're quite a bit darker back here anyhow, so that helps. Tidy that up. Titanium white, and I'm failing to find it. Musty Painted, good morning. Let's have a look at these links from Guard Daddy real quick. Gray color ties them together. Oh, that gray color does tie them together. I like that quite a bit. You got in there on those metals. Like, those are detailed out. It's one thing people tend to think is like, oh, well, it's just a horde army. It doesn't need to be all, you know, why does it cost so much to have things commissioned to paint like all the little guys? They're small. I'm like, those horde armies are so detailed. Like Orc and Guard are super duper detailed. I love the vibrant hairs you have going. Those are so fun. There it is. I'm on the other side of the water bucket. Since this has been painted without, dealing with any true white, we're going to be whipping up a nice little pure white blend here. With the Ulthing gray. So I'm going to use my cleanup brush here. Archulax, good morning. How are you today? We're just working on some White Scars armor. We're getting ready to do some dark lining and edge highlighting. I just saw Fuzzy, but then it ran. It's a coward. Let's start with our edge highlight here. So soft, so subtle. Morning. Hope you're having a good day, good end of your week. Archulax says the musty 17th day of confinement here in Sao Paulo. Home office all week and painting my Seraphins. Brazil. How are you? How are things going on down there? I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and my professor is from Brazil. I know he's been missing home a lot lately with everything going on. Okay, see this line? Oop, sorry about the impact. We're just going to feather it out and sort of erase it. We want it to be very, very little. Same thing over here. Avo Hifas, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome on in. Making that corgi wiggle is such a fun part of my day. We're edge highlighting white armor. The camera might not be able to pick up the effect that we're getting here, but trust me, it's important. Archulix says, well, the madness of going to market and buy all the food doesn't happen here. Every day looks like a holiday with a few people in the streets, but all non-essential services are marked closed. What you show is insane. Well, thank you so much. Good morning, well, or afternoon, wherever it is over there. Here's some other stuff we work on in here. Bam. We drink some coffee. But good morning. Thank you again for that follow. This is actually going to be a subscriber giveaway. We're going to be doing the drawing here shortly. I was intending to do something different for last month's giveaway, but it didn't. It never showed up, and with the infection, everything that was this virus, I just had to pivot, and so we're late, and I'm slowing down the rate that I'm doing them a little bit. But yeah, we're going to be doing a drawing for this guy here in a couple of weeks for our subscribers and patrons. Like says, but to stay at home with my family, and that's fine. Here at 7:32 a.m. Yeah, you're just an hour ahead of us. We're in the same time zone, pretty much. This streams help a lot. Thanks for your time with us, Nomadic. Thank you all for keeping me getting up at this hour. You know, without people like you hopping in and keeping me company, I wouldn't. Trust me, I'm not doing this for myself. I'd be sleeping in, you know. All right. She says, "Coffee, the elixir of the world. I'm going to win it." Yeah. Hopefully, everybody will win it. Sadly, everybody can't win it. But some lucky subscriber will. The reason I use these grips right here. This whole shoulder pad's getting redone. Don't look at that too much. First time here, do you just do figures? Index Regalia? Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. We do busts. Sometimes we do really, really big busts. Banana for scale. Shaggy Thorum says, where do you get your holders from? These are Rathcore. They're from Germany. But I use a multitude of them. Games Workshop makes a good grip if you're after something cheap. I like this. I like being able to do this. You're seeing me actually exercise use of that here right now. Here's another model we have in progress. Here's another grip I use. This is Orthober Studios. He's another streamer. He makes these out of the north areas of Wisconsin. These grips are going to be part of our quarterly hobby utility box. Gotta come up with a fun name for that. But yeah, they're very good. I'll have another example. I do have a bunch of these Rathcores though. Don't mind the rough non-metallics. They're taking shape though. Get out of the road. Bumping everything. Nope, now I'm bumping everything officially. Busts too. Yeah, miniatures busts for the most part. That's pretty much it. We keep it fairly simple. Where do you get the holders from? Yeah, Rathcore. If you're in UK, actually the only place I know to really reliably pick them up is PK Pro. It's a German site. The blue stuff reusable. Yes, I use the blue stuff constantly. Reuse it. Did you pick it up? I use it to mask a lot of times for when I'm airbrushing. Like I'll use the putty I'll stretch it out and then cover up portions. Index Regalia, thank you so much for that follow. Says, nice. I want to learn how to do painting on them, well, for my model kits, but same difference. Yeah, like scale modeling. We got a couple people in here that do a lot of Gundams. And so yeah, it's all the same with that. I have... So like, here I have a bunch of bits and odds and ends here. I'll try to... You can see... little portions, swords and such that we're getting primed up and together. Look at that purple non-metallic. Ow, ow, ow. Chow, chow, chow. But yeah, all kinds of stuff. If you're looking for sub-assembly Gundams, yeah, I know. There's a gentleman in here. I don't know if Jex is dealing with some morning stuff or just hanging out or what, but there's Wicked Jexter. If you DM me, I'll get you their info. If somebody wants to link Jex's stuff for me, that'd be cool. Oh, there's Jex. Jex is an incredible Gundam artist. Fantastic assembly. And always good for knowledge and help. Yeah, if you're looking for airbrush techniques, things of that nature, sub-assembly questions, that's your man. You have questions about wet blending, I can point you to viable professionals. Or where were we? Oh yeah, we were very ever so gently about to rip this line here. Everybody, hold your breath for me. I really don't want to miss. We're gonna miss. It's gonna happen. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're all about brush control in here. I mean, I use an airbrush. I'm not gonna front like I don't, but there's levels to it, you know. I do a lot of bouncing between them. Yeah, this white doesn't register at all. This whole shoulder pad, man, I might mask this off and just reapply the paint. This is bad. This is very bad. It got super chunky. That's no good. It will not stand. But we keep going. Archie Lex says, I have, but I'm done. Guts to use. I don't have the guts to use. There we go. MP89 says, hail. Welcome on in. It's a familiar greeting. Pixie says, me neither. I do not even have a miniature yet. I'm in the process of choosing an army. You can pick the fun one. Clan Wolf gets really close. You need to back it up, Clan Wolf. We in that distancing. Archie Lex says to Pixie, when I started with this plastic addiction, I chose the army. What looks like what I like more. Okay. I don't think the strength and effectiveness in tournaments. MP89 says, so may I post a question to you all because I can't decide. How do you think I should do my Dark Angels? Yeah, post it up. Go for it. Or is that the question? How should you paint them? Clan Wolf says, so you're looking for a close combat army. We got Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Harlequins. Guard Daddy says, choose Astra Militarum. Next question. Guard Daddy might be a little biased. MP89 says, yes, how should I paint them? I like their classic scheme. Truthfully. They look good. They do look good. It's these little details that make or break the deal here. Down here it'll be super noticeable, but also I think still necessary. The lesser shared angle. Bear with me, everybody. I gotta get this done. Oh no, way too much paint. That's all right. Sometimes that's the ticket. Sometimes like stuff just won't come off the brush correctly, but when you come through and erase it, be very quick. So like you can just slop it on. Ooh, we get too sloppy. Don't get too sloppy now. Space was just got the Beast. And they're really squirrely with them in the coin toss. If you don't get into melee, you lose most of the time. I'm just gonna rapid fire through this. I'm reading your stuff too, MP. Give me just a hot second. We'll get to that. My personal preference is always to go with brighter colors because they'll read better on a tabletop. Oh no. Doc Holliday in the building. Doc throwing that straight cash. It's been a few weeks now, and I still like looking at my own emotes, so I guess that means I'm happy with them. Up real quick. Index says, man, this makes me want to play D&D again. Oh yeah, get some D&D minis, right? Like Robin the Hood as a fox. What? Chow, 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 chow. Some fantasy models like Friar Tuck being a frogman. I'm Friar Tuck, I drink this beverage. I like some good fantasy models. if you're in the U.S., Dark Sword Miniatures makes some of the coolest looking fantasy models I've ever seen. DarkswordMiniatures.com. It's time to break out Russia's finest sable. Time for the Roofluft. About to get down and dirty on some detailed lining. Let me get this caught up. Get tidied. Nice effects. Oh my god, Archulex, thank you. The frog is better. Oh yeah. MP89, some of my D&D models, I really just kit bash Age of Sigmar. Oh, those are fine. Yeah, Age of Sigmar is great for fantasy stuff of all kinds. And MP, as far as color schemes go, my advice in every sense is pick the color scheme that you like, but you don't necessarily have to go with like the same tonality. So if you think about that classic Dark Angels look with that green and the cream, it's a great combination. Like, those colors just work. Now, I would paint them a bit brighter because the green color doesn't read as well on a tabletop. It's why you don't see too many classic Dark Angels getting entered into competitions. They're just not as visually striking. And you don't see it too much out of Kachik and Guard for the same reason. But you will see a lot of Space Wolves. That blue-gray is such a gorgeous thing to look at that that you see them get entered. But you do see a lot of Imperial Fists if people can execute yellow. It is one of those things that just looks just extremely nice. Blood Angels, because of that red, you'll see them get entered in a lot because they look gorgeous. And it's not a dark red often, it's a nice bright red, especially when it's on tabletop. If you're going for a display piece, that's a different thing because you have perfect lighting. Like, to get something to look nice here on my painting desk isn't hard for dark tones to look great. You can read them very easily. But a lot of these things just disappear the moment you put them in a comic shop under iridescent lights that are 15 feet above you. Oh, my Bane. Yeah, they're hard. They're tough. If you're interested, there's an Instagram link down below. You can have a peek. I've done quite a bit of yellow work. It was a color that scared me. It still does. It's an intimidating color. But if you don't steer into it and try to learn it, it'll forever evade you. If you're interested in a fun way, easy way to paint yellow, if you have an airbrush at least. But it can be done manually. But if you use an airbrush, you can see my whole process on my YouTube link. And if you want to learn how to do it manually, you might want to schedule something because I don't have a video on that. Okay, so there's that. Gregor's Main, good morning. Hail. Oh, the white is looking spicy. Well, thank you. Index. Gregor's Man, just subscribe. Look out, we got a face up. Oh, hey, Gregor's Man, since you like the white, this is getting given away to subscribers. So welcome on into that drawing. focus up this backpack. The real benefit to doing these kind of fades and shades, that's fun. The real reason we're gonna do, like, they shine in the end, like they don't look like much initially, but when you come through and you do this little edge highlight, like you dark line it and then you edge highlight it. Hang on. Also, for those of you that see I have a sub goal, the sub goal is not for anything arbitrary. If we hit that goal, we unlock our next emote. He says, too bad I will win it though. Yeah, Pixie's already claimed it, but look at Parn McKee? Parn Mackay? Welcome. We'll go with Parn, because I can say that. Yeah. He says, I mean, a little rusty with the painting right now. I think the best effect of white I have done was on ice weapons I did for Age of Sigmar Corn. Oh, that's cool. If you have a picture, we'll have a look. Something that happens when you do the fine lining, it just like focuses up the image, so to speak. Beam's bad, man. Feels good, man. Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome on in. MP says, the only way I can do it is linking in Discord. Sure, absolutely. Discord, Instagram, anything art related. Nobody's really abused it, so I haven't felt the need to batten it down. I'm sure the day will come. Don't be that reason. All right. Sorry to hear that. Okay, man. Now I wish I could sub. LOL, COVID put me. Oh no. That is happening far too often. It's all over here too. Verde says people check out the latest Astras. I have not seen that. Tedious Tao in the building says morning-ish, turning midday. Gonna lurk as I have college work to do. Well, thank you so much for that lurk. And Gregersman, consummate person. Look at you. Thank you so much. So kind and generous. Yeah, share some love there with Gregersman. That was super kind. Welcome on into the drawing. We have a subscriber only Discord that we use for chatting about army lists and general hobby news, and you'll be getting an invite to that as well. We'll do actual more in-depth help if you're looking for real advice on your painting, as opposed to the, man, those are just awesome models and I really love them. Like, I love what you've done here. Like, oh, you really detailed. Like, oh, I get it. I do that for everybody, and that's not a problem. And I would love to dive into the models, but you know, not everybody's after that. You don't have to receive that if you post any stuff in the Discord, but it's a place where I can actually kind of dive in more into depth if you're trying to be more with your painting. Stuff is so freaking sweet. What? Oh my god. Grisman says, I'm actually stuck thinking of color for a bit of robe on my current model. If you have a pick, we'd have a look. We'll apply some color theory to this thing. Ah. Yeah, this camera's not the best here. With the assistance of the Patreon, I'm pretty confident here midway through this month I'll be picking up a camera. Something like some big boy gear. We got some big boy lighting going on, and in a second we'll get some big kid video equipment. What was I doing here? I was doing this gauntlet. If you'd rather wait for that Discord link, Gregersman, I get that too. We could absolutely do it in chat here. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever works best for you, however you want to do that. Conis the Horus guy. The horror guy. Whoa. Cohis the horror guy? If I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully, if not, correct me. Hello, how is the painting? It's hopefully going well. We're enjoying it. Working on stuff. Getting it where it needs to be. Jack says, risky name. Alright, Gregersman. So what's going on with the robe here? We've got that brassy patina, got that verdigris running. We got some silver in the front, and we got that creamy cloth. So it says, okay, so what I want to do to the small robe in this front for a different color, but I don't know what to do. So you have these nice, rich, minty verdigris colors, as well as the cream-colored cloth there. So the cream is very neutral. It's yellow, but it's neutral. So what... You're really pretty wide open. I don't think I have a color wheel handy. But you could do like a nice burgundy for that. You could also do like a blue or a purple would be fine as well. Like anything from like blue to red, anywhere in there would be okay. I would say more probably to the purpley red side. Not the bright red side. They would all be good. Just the horror guy is enough. Okay. I love the coloring. Wow. What do we got here? Gregersman says thanks. Index says and orange type of color, maybe with some red. Yeah, that's the other way you can go. You can either go with the purple aspect or go further into the yellowy orange. Especially Chris, he did college time for art. He's going to drop some art theory stuff on our heads a little bit. I went to school for psychology. I do not have an art background, but I have put myself through some knowledge since then. Which I think you have to do. You got to learn a little bit. But I think it just depends, mostly, Gregersman, what you're thinking about. Actually, I had purple in mind, so that validates my plan. Yes, it does. Purple is a fine option there. For example, I have some Marines that I'm working on. We're nearly done with all the infantry at this point. Actually sent most of them with their owner. Don't have any verdigris. Oh, wait, I do. So, like, here... we're working on these Marines, and they have a bronzy toned armor, and so I'm working this burgundy, this red and purple kind of tone to go along with it, because I consider the bronze a neutral tone. It's red, but it's neutral. And then I wanted something to to compensate, but the verdigris was the only thing that was going to be a constant. So it's like, what do we add into this verdigris or adjacent to it to get to work? And so that's what birthed the idea of the burgundy. And so that was built up between two, like a purple and a red. There it is. So this was the base I did, and I like how it turned out. Oh, poor homie lost an arm. That's a good base, though. That's gonna be, you gonna put that on a squad leader in HQ? Nah. That's all to flavor. That's for you. That's not for me to say, you know. Like, is it too much? I don't paint the blood ever. That's, for me, I don't do that. But some people like it. A lot of people, I shouldn't say some people. A lot of people like it. Some people, like, I'm the weirdo. I don't do the blood. But it doesn't mean I don't mind looking at it. I think it's good. I think you've done a great job. I just don't do it. If that makes sense. Like, I like to see it. I'm fine with it. It's cool. But Index says, I like monochromatic colors myself. So, like, if you get into something, Index, you like to stick with whatever color you're working with. So, like, the Space Marine color schemes they probably appeal more so to you. Let's see if we can rip this line here. Nailed it. My whole dark lining process is like put it down and then erase it. Same thing with the highlights. Because you want to be fine, but also legible. Clamps got a link as well. Gregersman says, that's pretty. Is your main verdigris color the GW color? No, I actually do my verdigris as a 3-part build-up. Since you gifted a sub, if you want, I will, and you subscribed, I will show you how I do that. If you want, I have, if I have it all here, I do. See what Clanwolf is working on. Ooh, that armor. I love those panels. Parn, thank you so much for the follow. I'm working on these at the moment. Let's see what these are. Fade me. DeviantArt post. Okay. A little 2D action. This little beast has a satchel. I'm a bad nerd if this is something that's a recognizable creature here, this character. Bit of a Hollow Knight, a little less. Oh, yeah. Hollow Knight and Last Campfire. I'm not familiar with either of those, but the character is very cool. And I'm sure if somebody in here is familiar, they'll recognize what they're from. MP says, please let this priming work and not mess up my model. Priming is so important. It was the bulk of the reason I got into airbrushing. Where I live, it's very hard to get into those things a lot of the time of the world. So this is how I do my verdigris. So it's 3 colors, and they go in this order. So it's a cobalt blue, anybody by any brand, no problem. Cobalt blue. It is a desaturated, like olive drab, and then it is this tealy green, this verdigris green. This color, you see a lot of companies that do verdigris make this. It's a little paler on the camera, but There it is. Pixie says, have a good day, everyone. Oh, Pixie's on the way out. All right. You have a good day. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this cobalt down on the palette. We don't need a ton of it. And then we'll put down that olive drab color. The other thing that'll happen when I pick up the other camera will be we can set up a palette cam so everybody can see what behind the magic curtain, so to speak. Okay, and I'm just going to grab one of these fine suppressors. I'm going to set them on top of this plinth for right now because I don't have a better option. Just sitting out and available. Okay. So, here we go. Got this guy, Shiny Boy. He's ready to take flight. Too Many Spruce says, hey, Chris, what up? Guard Daddy got at the Clan Wolf with a link. Work meeting. Good luck. Hopefully things go well. So here I'm going to grab, I got a fairly large brush. Here's a size 2, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to grab our, oh, I should make sure that there's not a bunch of paint sitting in that, huh? Grab our cobalt color, fairly thick here. And all I'm going to do is we're going to effectively kind of freehand this. So we're going to think about like where water might pool. So right in here is a pretty good candidate, right? We'll just put some of this blue down in here. Pretty big patch of it. We don't have enough paint on the brush. Let's get some more. Load it up. Bigger brush is better for this. Now you can see we got some blue paint here. Jack says, sup? We're missing here. Too Many Sprues, everybody good? Parn, I'm so sorry. You guys are flying through having side conversation. I'm trying to not read everybody's things but still catch up with everybody. I'm doing a poor job and I'm going to apologize. I'm better than this most days. Alright, so we're going to lay down a little bit of this here, and then I don't know, let's say we'll do a little bit down here as well. Let's layer this down. I'm not going to do the whole model, but we'll do this leg. Maybe we'll pull over here as well. And the boot, I think we can go a little bit crazy on, right? Like, this might have quite a bit. Oh, DSG Wired raiding in with a party of 8. Look out, everybody. We got an incoming. Welcome on in, everyone. We're doing a quick demonstration on how to paint verdigris. No shortcuts. Welcome on in. Hope everybody's doing well. Jack's with the bombs away. Defend yourselves. No. Welcome on in. What's going on, everybody? How was the stream? What were you working on? Put a little bit under here. It might accumulate. What would you say? Perhaps we'll do some streaking. Draw a couple lines. It look nice. Do a little bit over here as well. Maybe we'll go heavy. All right, that should be enough to sort of show the point of this. Put a little bit down here as well. Barn says green rust looks dope on copper. Yeah, it's what happens. So when copper oxidizes, it gets that verdigris kind of green going on, but it's actually not all green. That's why we start with the cobalt. So we're grabbing that olive drab, that nice desaturated green, and I'm going to actually put a drop of water. I don't really dilute my paint, but we're going to put a drop of water in this green. So when I put it on my thumb, you can see we got a little bit of white paint here. I'm just going to lay it over here. You can see it's fairly thin. It's not like, it's kind of a glaze, right? Played an ARPG called Last Epoch, EPOCH. Cleo says to MP, you're doing Rust-Oleum 2X Sandable Black is great. 2X Black and Sandable White? One of them Sandable. I think it's the white. Jex says AFK for a few minutes. Absolutely, Jex. So we're just going to take this, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to paint almost all of this blue. And again, we're just glazing this over top of it, so it's not fully transparent. We're not erasing the blue. We're just mostly covering it. Leave a little bit of it out. I think some people leave more of the blue open, and some people maybe like less. I feel like that's a preferential thing. So that's for you. Like adding salt to your meal, or garlic, or whatever. That's all to taste. Pepper, things like that. Just trace out these little blue lines we made. I think it's perfectly acceptable to do 2 coats of this, depending on what you like. For me, I do 1 pass. And then we just have this little pocket up here. Needs a little bit more. And it also kind of, because we're talking about a green and a blue, it somewhat complements each other, and they look kind of fun together. Right? Avakil says, started working on this big Nurgle thing as a first commission. What's your guys' opinion on this? Still an obvious whip. Yeah, give me a second to wrap up this demonstration, and I'll have a look at it. But everybody else, please take a minute. All right, just rinse out my brush. Let's grab that verdigris green. This is the Rockstar. This is the one we all showed up for. Because right now it doesn't look great. This is no dilution. These verdigris almost always come in a glaze as it is, so just off the wet palette is plenty of water. And I'm not going to put this on like I had been painting everything else. This we're going to stipple in. So I'm going to make sure we're in focus here. And I'm just going to dab. Oh, we don't have enough paint. Let's get some more paint. Okay, that's better. Just like I said, we're just stippling this in. And on this time, we're not going the whole way to the edges. We're working our way kind of to the inside of it. If it's a small area, that's just kind of like your preference. Just a soft touch. And this one we will do 2 coats of. The rest of it was kind of like I said, your choice. But here, you want to take the time to do 2 coats. Like, this is good, but just wait. Because it will desaturate over top of these tones. And it's one of those colors, it's very much like red in that respect, that the more coats you give it, the better it will be. Because it layers over top of itself, because it's already kind of translucent, right? So let me check the chat. This will have a second to dry up. Just take this link so I have it in case it passes up on chat. By the way, they're Bronze Marines. You're doing Minotaurs. They're not. They're just more of a neutrally colored army that can be like meta shifted. If that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to grab paint again. We clean off the brush. And the importance of the stippling is here. This is the real reason why you stipple it. Because when you stipple, you don't fully cover it all. And like I said, it will bolden or brighten up as you layer it on top of itself. And because you've created sort of a texture, when you come back through, it will naturally be brighter in some areas than others, but not in an organized way. You can kind of pick where you want to highlight these things as well. So sort of here, we're going to possibly just lay down like a thick layer of it, and that's good. It's super forgiving. Like, you can play around with what you like. But yeah, there it is. It's actually super cool and simpler than the way I'm doing it. It is not as complicated as a lot of people might think. It does take time because you have to manually do it all, but like the glazing, like making a big wash and then like mopping it over and then cleaning it up, it's just, I don't think it's faster. And this, I think you can draw a little bit of like, hey, I freehanded this. I've painted this. MP says, but okay, dark primers go on smooth and others don't. All right, MP, let me try to. I'm sorry I missed a lot of this. MP, if you'd like, please re-ask your question and I'll try to answer it more completely. Clayliff is probably steering you down the correct path anyway. Gregersman says, I'm using a combination of chipping medium and salt. Oh. I don't know that I would do that for verdigris. You can absolutely do that for, trying to chip away at primer, like at paint. So if you're trying to do like a side of a tank and you want to do that way, I think that's fine. But on a smaller scale model, I kind of like manually doing the chipping. Unless it has a lot of hard lines. Like, I think towel would be a fine way to do a chipping medium. I wouldn't do the salt, though. I would just do, like, hairspray chipping. Nomadic, his whites and gray primers come out bumpy and rough, while his black is nice and smooth. I think two things. White, you absolutely, non-optional, have to shake the devil out of. Whatever you're shaking other things at, you gotta shake it more. Also, if you get it sandable, that will help. The other thing is the speckling a physical texture, or is it just the speckling? Because all white primers coming out of a rattle can are going to leave that speckling. Nothing to be done about that. Okay, and Avakil, let's have a look at this blighted, bloated mess here. You're doing a wonderful job. I love the purple. I like the fact that, and this might not be intentional, but some of these skin tones are still somewhat human in nature, and I really like when the Nurgle things look like they are mutated and blighted us. In essence, it because that's what it is. It makes it more creepy. Garzman says also spraying in the rain can cause a bumpiness. Yeah, texture is going to be caused by either under stimulating the paint, like under shaking it, and it'll also be caused by moisture is the big one. Moisture is the reason why I got an airbrush, because it fixes that for sure. Garzman says also spraying in the rain. Yep. Index says beat the devil out of it. That's exactly it too. The darker primers, here's the deal. White uses thicker pigment to go on. It's the same reason why white is hard to paint out of regular paint. So when you look here, where I airbrushed, we're super smooth. And here where I brushed on, super smooth. But over here, we just had some odd accumulation happen. And I don't know what to say about it, but it doesn't look good. And it wasn't planned to be that way. It just did what it did. And so now I get to come through and see, can we get rid of this texture, or does it need to be taken back
somewhat to the primer. Yeah, there's just a bit of texture here. And I don't know what accumulated, if it was some of the primer, or I would have caught it if it was primer. It had to be from the airbrush or from the varnish, where something puddled up right there. But it has to go. And so if you're getting something like that, it's, oh, just had post, yippee. I just had post. Oh, you like your mail? Is that what that means, Too Many Sprues? Grigsman says, is there a Discord command? No, the Discord is for subscribers only, and so I generally kick that out every so often, so I'll kick you out a link here after the stream. Probably within an hour, I would say. Just kick me a DM, Gregersman, so I have your contact. And then I will send you a Discord link either on here or I'll just send it on Twitch. MP89 is now following. Thank you so much for that follow. I don't know what that was. Okay, let's see. Sorry if that was too readable on the camera. Oh. Yeah, if the humidity is too rough, are you outdoors? This time of year is terrible for priming. And also, MP, if you follow me on Instagram, I will DM you the, or just kick me a DM on Twitch, whatever works for you, and I'll kick you the info on the white primer. I forget what it is. I think it's Rust-Oleum 2x sandable paint. For whatever reason, the sandable one is a bit smoother. But I wouldn't buy expensive primer by like Citadel or an Army Paint or anything like that. They tend not to make me feel like they're any better. To me, oh, eBay. My Final Fantasy VII remake arrived, as well as Space Marine Stormhawk Interceptor. Look out! Here's your Bob Ross. That's quite a bit smoother now. Okay. Now, can I get the blend to be smooth? Another question. But at least now we have non-textured paint to work with. But yeah, white is just, the pigment flecking in it is so much denser than other colors, and that's why it has a propensity for chalking up on people, and people consider it the devil. But then they'll work with black and probably think the same thing, because it's very different from other colors as well, and so is yellow, and then so is red. It's like they all have their own things that they get into. Oh, that's why that looks textured. There's some tuft of fur sitting there. Make you brown again. I was going to say, if you don't need pure white primer, I don't mind using GW primers. I find the gray sear to be much more forgiving. Yeah, you don't necessarily need white over top. A gray would do the job just probably well enough. Clem says it pneumatic. I picked up Army Painter primers solely because Rust-Oleum reacts to Reaper Bones plastic and eats it a bit. Oh, yeah, was it PVC? Something like that. There's some board game models that you can't rattle can either. That's true. That's a fact. There's the Games Workshop game Relic. I rattle can primed a bunch of those models one time, and it just never dried. I was like, what is that? Like it can't dry? How? But it's fact. Jimmy Spruce says, nice, the deluxe edition comes with a soundtrack. I love oh, she hooked you up. That's decent. Just using the flat of the brush to randomly pick out some tufts here. Add a little tonal variation to what'll sit behind the head. I want to take things a bit brighter here, or kind of halo the face in. That makes sense. Oh, is that better focus? Hopefully. Perhaps a very little bit in here as well. Little bitties. Okay. Maybe a little bit on Artemis. Let's catch up with chat a little bit here. Yes, maybe it's something different in the propellant. I just don't know. You ready to calm down now? I don't know. You should be excited. You got something fun in the mail. Because says harsh, I got lucky with my accident and it just made it tacky. When I put paint over it, it turned out fine. That's good. Yeah, it never dried. I just don't know. I found a way that I could strip it off safely and then reprime. Everything was good. Well, that looks pretty smooth. No, I'm seeing some texture on the backpack, but yeah, I think you need to. How far away from the model are you spraying? Oh, hey, good morning. Yeah. Working on some stuff here. Edge highlighting some backpacks. Repairing a shoulder pad that was a little bit too chunky. Not very. So, like a foot? All right, we got to wrap this up. I'm remembering I have we're getting a driveway worked on today, and I have to be out of here on time today, so there can be no slack. Let's have a peek. Let's see who's online. Who could it be? Who could we raid? Maybe just switch to Death Guard. Oh no. Is that the Badger? We can go raid the Badger. I haven't got to raid him in so long. But I don't have any time to chat. I've got no time to chat. So. MPDM me. I'm gonna find. I'll get you some longer form instructions on how to do this correctly, and you could always just have a funky can. I don't know. But yeah, we do have to raid. We do have to raid and go. Alright, here we are. All right, raids initiated. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping in, having a good time with me, keep me some company, asking me questions. I love it. I love all of it. All the wonderful follows. We got subs out of Gregersman, gifting subs out of Gregersman. Like, yeah, it feels good. We had another sub too. Who else subbed today? DSG Wired came in with a raid. Genuine came in with a raid. Too many sprues. Take it easy as well. Thank you so much. Well, maybe I was just a 2. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, 2 subs. Big day. Big day? Yeah. Let's go check out the Badger. Everybody, please tell him I said much love. I'm not going to be able to hang out. I gotta raid and dash. That old chestnut. Show him those emotes. He'll love them. All right. We're out of here. Everybody, enjoy your weekend if I don't catch you. I have a birthday tomorrow. So, next we see each other, I'm going to be old. Older. All right. See you all down the road.